It just restarted. I believe this would. I believe this to be the second episode, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe when they restarted it, they went back to like the second season or something. I'm not really sure. I don't know. But on this episode, John Ritter is on here, right? So it made me think of something because this is one of these. In order to go on this cruise, to book the cabin, to get with his girl, he had to pretend to be a woman. And I was thinking about, I was talking to my wife, and I was thinking, like, why do so many old shows exist like this where a guy ends up dressing like a woman, and every dude, the captain, gopher, all of them, they're just enamored with that person, and they even go like further than they would with a normal woman, where they I just need you, I am so the captain, life at sea makes one lonely, and like, I mean, think about it. Think about how much you've seen that in your history. In our society that supposedly hates gays and hates trans and everything so much, Bugs Bunny's main escape was to dress like a woman and kiss Fudd or kiss whatever dude was trying to get him. But think about how many different shows, that the whole black guy in a dress thing that Cat Williams talks about and Dave Chappelle talks about. Sure, but that's not just black guys. That's more Goyim in a dress. But it's always it's like 100% of the time, if the guy is in a dress, his biggest issue is the other men who just find him irresistible. I mean, seriously, that's been the premise of damn near every show. What's up, Karen? Damn near every show that's ever had something like this. It's never like he dresses like a girl and then everybody's constantly catching him doing manly shit, and he's not pulling off being a girl very well. He just happens to know how to do like a really good makeup job. He happens to know all the mannerisms, and then every time he's like, "Are you serious? I mean, are you serious?" Everybody, nobody notices. And the girl, and usually the girl he's after, he's trying to console her because of something else. Some other dude has wronged her, so he's trying to console her and make her feel better. And eventually, uh, he ends up revealing himself to her, and she's not like weirded out or pissed off or anything like that. She's like, oh, oh, okay. Even like that Kick-Ass movie. In that Kick-Ass movie, he pretends to be a gay guy. He pretends to be a gay friend to her, and then finally reveals himself to her, and she it works. And you see this, like, this theme is pretty consistent in old school television shows where it's like they didn't teach men, find a woman that likes you for who you are, and if she doesn't, that's cool. There's lots of other women out there, and you know, just because you like a woman doesn't mean she has to like you and all that. No, TV tells you and shows you repeatedly that as long as you're super persistent and you go out of your way and do all kinds of crazy shit, eventually you'll get the girl. Not a closet Monty Python lumberjack then. Right. I mean, how many times can a dude in a dress be funny? Why would that even be funny? It's really crazy to think about how common that used to be as like a joke scenario or I mean, Bosom Buddies was literally Tom Hanks's breakthrough role, and it was the most unbelievable stupid premise in the world. If I had to pretend to be a girl, can you imagine? Can you imagine me trying to pretend to be a girl and successfully pulling it off? All the little shit. Can you imagine me trying to put on makeup? I mean, it would look so horrible. And you see this just consistent narrative where dudes just can't help but throw themselves at the dude dressed as a female. Hi, sister. How are you? I'm from India. Man, if chicks look like me in India, that's saying a lot. I just think it's strange, and I think it's every sketch show had at least a couple of sketches in it, either dressed up as dude. Right. I mean, this was consistent. This was everywhere, and this was a believable. This was a way for you to get out of trouble. Like there were so many avenues where dressing up like a girl was going to work for you. But more than anything, I think this is the thing that doesn't get talked about again is how much everybody was so attracted to them. Nobody ever looked at them and was like, "Hey, you look like that dude I was just talking to like 5 minutes ago. You're huge. You're a dude, aren't you? Like, aren't you a guy?"
I mean, but that's not. You can't ask people that. See, and back then that wasn't on the front of everybody's mind.
I get it,
So
but everybody would have to be super stupid. That's the thing. You'd have to be really dumb to see a guy in a dress, to see John Ritter in a dress and think that that's a female. But I guess it's just weird. It's weird how acceptable it used to be, as long as we were sort of joking about it. But as soon as we went into it's a serious thing, people want to live their lives and be left alone. Three's Company is hilarious.
The okay with it, thinking that he was a gay dude. Like,
The whole
so
concept
insulting.
of Three's Company is
Real shitty.
it's wild. The fact that a dude was living with two females, and that's a taboo subject. Like how you can't have a guy living with two single female. All of them are singles. Can you imagine? They'd have to be having sex with each other. And Jack constantly tried. But then, like she said, for the landlord, he acted gay and would do like really stereotypical gay shit.
It's really insulting.
Oh, the whole premise is just awful. Just another awful example of what the Jews think is funny. Because that's all it comes down to. It's what they find funny. Their sense of humor, their world, we just sort of live in it, and they're just entertaining themselves. Will and Grace was awful. Will and Grace was just an awful show.
I never saw that.
There was a time when I didn't have cable, and I lived in a place where I only got a couple of channels, and Will and Grace happened to be on one of those channels, so I ended up watching a lot more of it than I would have. But that show was terrible. All those shows are terrible. There you go, some real classy shit here, Mama's Family. So what you get is, don't change Mama's Family. This is part of my little block. Sorry, I get my Love Boat and Mama's Family. But this is another one of those shows where you have a bunch of Jews pretending to be white trash. And it's the narratives people just don't understand. We've been given all these narratives. The concept of trans being a problem, gay being a problem. Look at history. Look at every depiction you've ever seen of George Washington. You're telling me that looks like a big burly man walking around in his powder wig with his tights on and his Michael Jackson overcoats and shit, looking like Captain Crunch? Like it's all just lies. It's all lies and bullshit. And when you start to realize that, like, the whole gay thing, the whole trans thing, it's only an issue when they want it to be. People have always been gay. People have always been trans. It's never been an issue. It was never a problem. They just they turn your stupidity against you and you fall for it. I think one of the big it's one of their weapons. Think about just how many gay and trans people there are out there, and if they weren't fighting for their rights, and it was just one unified front, then what would we be like? If we took all that effort that's put into fighting for gays to just be left alone, what would and we put that into the Palestinian Israel situation. Bret Hart was terrible. Bret Hart's the most overrated wrestler ever. Dumbass believed his own bullshit. That's not how you spell it either. H-A-R-T. Come on. People don't understand the whole narrative is given to us. The redneck personality was a Jewish creation. It was classically trained Juilliard type actors and whatnot that were playing the Beverly Hillbilly do. You remind me of Terry Crews. Well, I am built a lot like him, wouldn't you say, sweetheart? I have a build like Terry Crews. Only the Terry Crews from when he was in Friday, though. Terry Crews, you know Terry Crews.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I look a lot like him.
Yeah, you look just like him.
God bless. God fucking end the Jewish people. The Jewish people are the worst people in the world. Absolutely the worst people in the world. There really isn't anyone worse. Between the bloodletting, the well poisoning, the pedophilia, all that. The Jews are just the worst. The worst. And it won't last long. I'm telling you, the Goyim are waking up to it. The Palestine situation has really opened the world's eyes to, it's really hard to call me crazy anymore. It's just overground now, just as homosexuality has been since the 70s, 80s. You support trans people? Abso-fucking-lutely, I do. I think trans people are fantastic. Yeah, gay people, trans people, all of it. Great. I hope you be who you are and don't suppress that shit and turn yourself into some crazy serial killer because you can't be who you are. Go ahead. You want to dress like a girl, go right ahead. All good for me. What the fuck? Why would I care at all? You're not going to trick me. You know? And
It's gonna turn you gay.
I love the chick that was out here, the dumbass that said that all the men in Hollywood are women and all the women are men, and the reason why that's a problem is because if she finds a man attractive in Hollywood and it's really a woman, that makes her gay. Oh, that's insane. That is just insane. How are you that stupid? Well, I think how people argue says a lot about them, right? Like if you think gay, trans has anything to do with choice, then you're telling us you have a lot of that shit going on inside you. You just you choose not to act on it. Right? That's all I get when you say that. Because for someone like me, there's literally no choice. Like, dicks are gross. I think dicks are disgusting. I think, the only ones I like are mine. And, I'm glad my kids have them, but they can keep them to themselves too. It's all good. Like, there's just no question for me. I don't think about, man, how do you, like to me, I look at it like, how could you possibly think a dick is attractive? Have you seen what tits look like? They're great. Have you seen a naked woman before? It's a great thing. So to me, there's no choice. To me, I'm never like, you know what? I don't know, I'm just feeling weird. Can I borrow some makeup today?
No.
Today I feel like dressing like a woman. You mind?
No. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
Like that's never been a thing. That's never been I wonder, like that's never been a thing. So, I think there are two sort of main reasons why there's all that hatred. One is that a lot of people are in the closet. A lot of people haven't dealt with what it is. But I think more than most, you have a lot of really stupid people out there, insecure people, who they see these gay men who are flamboyant and by all accounts should be embarrassed. You act like that? I'd be embarrassed if I acted like that. And instead, these people are out and proud and happy and gay and happy. And they're way more confident than the person who's supposedly normal and by all accounts, should be confident and whatnot, but he's not. So when that guy sees this gay guy who should be embarrassed out living a good life and being happy, he's jealous of that. He's jealous of that confidence, that pride, that you know the fact that person doesn't have the crippling insecurities he does. Oh God, you have kids. They let people like you procreate. Yep, they do. When my wife and I went to the agency and we were like, you know what, we're thinking about having children. They were like, all right, well, let me test you first. And then once we passed the test, they let us, like, what kind of stupid shit is that? Do you know that if it weren't for accidents, human beings would probably go extinct? Oh, look, the dumb Jew from the other day is here. Same dumb Jew coming back to the feed to say the same dumb shit, but doesn't actually debunk what's being said. Interesting. At the end of the day, what goes on between consenting adults is their own affair, surely. It could be. Do you know how many people dig feet? Like, they like fucking feet and, all that gross shit. Like, that's nasty. But if that's your thing, go for it. I hope you're happy. Hope you fuck all the feet you can. As long as it's consenting adults, what do I care? What was interesting, though, is earlier today when we're talking about the Talmud and how the Talmud says that Jews are allowed to sleep with Gentiles, with Goyim, as long as they're 3 years and 1 day old. And you have these idiots that come through, what are you talking about? Where, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as we start actually pointing out the verse and showing where it is and what it actually says, they just run away. And it's going to be the same thing with this, with any of the comments made here, any of the things talked about here. People are going to say dumb shit. They won't debunk anything I'm saying. And then when I debunk their shit, they run away or change the subject. You keep popping up on my feed, but you're entertaining. The truth is sexy. Doesn't matter if you can want to disagree with me all day long. I'm speaking to your inner fucking mind's eye and shit. The truth is unavoidable. Go ahead and be mad, but you know it's the truth. That's why you keep coming back. That's why everybody keeps coming back. Truth is sexy. Not you want to fuck it, but you're attracted to it. The Grand Canyon is attractive. You don't want to fuck it. That'd be like sleeping with my wife. But it's attractive. You're attracted to it. Same thing. I'm not mad. We should smoke a bowl. Go right ahead. I'm not one to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. I think drugs should be legal. I think if you're dumb enough to fucking put needles in your arm and shit, you should at least have access to good, safe rigs and clean drugs. All the shit you need. I mean, it's weird how this system works. God bless Israel, says another person. God bless Israel. You notice, like, nobody that supports Israel can make any reasonable points. Like, what is the benefit to the world that Israel brings? Why shouldn't we wipe Israel off the map? Why is Judaism a good thing? It's the ugliest, most awful religion out there. So you tell me what I'm getting wrong. Weed should be legal, no doubt. Safer than alcohol, 100%. Absolutely. Protecting their country. Don't even even know what that means. If you're talking about Israel, now you're just showing how stupid you are.
Yes, I did. Damn, did she explain to me exactly what I need to know?
Well, I have a surprise for you.
I love when people are like, dude, Africa gets just as much as Israel does. So Africa's a continent, you fool. What benefit does Palestine bring? I can't imagine they can do anything when they're getting bombed to shit and experiencing genocide.
They don't even get electricity 24 hours a day.
All right. They don't even get food. They don't even get medicine. They have to deal with Israeli scum all the time. They have to deal with the Israeli rapists. They have to deal with these Israelis going through and finding the women's underwear and wearing them and taking pictures and shit. This is like an epidemic of these Israeli soldiers finding women's underwear and putting them on. We have our own problems here. Well, we definitely shouldn't be giving Israel $3.8 billion a year and $18 billion since last year so they can murder people. They're scum. They're absolute scum pieces of shit. And the way they see us non-Jews, like if the rest of the people, if all the Goyim knew how the Jews actually viewed them, they'd be quick as shit to cut off the money and you know, don't know yet. Turn their back on it. Turn their back on Israel and those things. And your hate monger and your hate monger. Don't you mean you're a hate monger? I am very proud of my anti-Semitism, and I am very proud to hate Israel and hate the Jewish religion. It's disgusting. You know, it doesn't matter. Like I hate all religion. I think all religion is disgusting, but Judaism's the worst. So instead of answering the questions, you go on a rampage about Israelis allegedly committing war crimes. What questions are you talking about? What does Palestine bring? How can they bring anything to alleged war crimes? They've killed over 44,000 people since October 7th, all based on lies. Because no Israelis were killed on October 7th, just like no Israelis were taken hostage. It's all lies. It's fucking lies. Just like the Hai Shaline story is a lie. Just like the Samantha Wool story is a lie. How is it that Jews and only Jews can be killed and have a funeral on the same day? It's all just lies. You know, the Jews, the most heavily surveilled area in that region, the piece of shit Jews who are just killing people left and right, they just happen to turn their backs for a minute, and suddenly all of these paragliders and Hamas on motorcycles just made it through. They launched 5,000 rockets in 20 minutes, 4 rockets per second for 20 minutes. Sure. Like, this dumb Jew's not going to be able to actually say anything, right? All they're going to do is say that I shouldn't be saying these things, that I can't say these things, that I'm bad, blah, blah, blah. But they're not going to actually debunk anything being said. The Jewish religion is disgusting. It's horrible. Notice how he hasn't said anything about when I said that the way they look at us and the way they talk about us and the way they think they call us goy and all that. He didn't deny any of that shit. They believe we're no different than the dogs, the cats, the cows, the beds, the chairs, anything. Everything that isn't Jewish is for the Jews to use and and you know, they're the teachers and blah blah. It's just stupid. They look at us like we're trash. We're commodities. We're products that they use until we're used up and then they throw us away. And if you think I'm wrong, ask them. Ask these dumb Jews. Why aren't they denying what I'm saying? You know? I highly suggest you guys look into the Samantha Wool story. The lies that the system tried to pull off, and this black man that they railroaded, they absolutely railroaded to try to make themselves feel better. But they just lied. I mean, again, they said that Samantha Wool was killed on October 21st, 3 weeks after the event, the October 7th thing. 3 weeks later, she was killed in the early morning, between 3, 4, 5 in the morning, something like that. And then the October 22nd newspaper said that over 1,000 people attended her funeral yesterday. Well, if October 22nd is the day, and yesterday, they're talking about yesterday's funeral, that's October 21st. She was killed on October 21st. How the fuck did somebody get killed and within a few hours they have a funeral where over 1,000 people show up and the body is buried almost immediately? How does that even happen? Again, notice how the Jew doesn't actually address anything said and just name calls. You're a hate monger. Yeah. They always run out of steam when their shit doesn't work. So when he says something like, you're a hate monger, I'm supposed to say, no, dude, no, I'm not. Oh, no, that's not it. I don't hate anything, dude. I love. It's about love. I'm supposed to go down that road. I'm not supposed to be like, oh, no, I'm actually absolutely proud of my hate. Like, I'm proud to hate pedophiles. I'm proud of I'm proud of my anti-Semitism. I'm these people are horrible. If you've been paying attention to the news in the last few years, but it's like 2023 was setting up to be the deadliest year for the Palestinians since 2006. There had already been 273 Palestinians killed, innocent people, civilians, killed by the Israeli machine, the IDF and whatnot, by October 7th. And thousands more had been kidnapped. Thousands more had been taken hostage. So even if October 7th was real, it would be completely justified if it was. It's not. Huh?
Oh, sweetheart.
Huh?
Switch with me. No, that's all right. That's all right.
Hello?
Okay. I don't even know what y'all were talking about. I was in dinner mode. Dinner. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he was talking about. Damn. I'm sorry, you guys. Totally dropped the ball there. Dropped the ball. We're watching Thelma's on Jeopardy for Mama's Family. This show is so fucking stupid. I don't understand. Like, I don't even know how people were serious and thought it was funny. I don't know. But, anyhow. I think he's having his way back. I'm sorry about that, guys.
All right. Sorry about that. Anyway, I want to, the whole idea of the trans thing, that's what I was talking about. I know I went off in all these different directions, but the trans thing is really an interesting thing when you think about it. And you think about how commonplace it was and now how distracted we are by it. You want to talk about one of the best distractions that exist. The fact that Pride Month is June 20, or is June, and it's the first, it's the month after what's generally Passover. Passover generally happens and then Pride Month kicks in right away. And Passover is the deadliest month. It's when they do all their killing. So, I don't know. I'm going to get going. I just wanted to talk about this for a minute. I'll be back in the morning. You guys know that. So hopefully everybody joins me. Israel, you're gonna be done. We're gonna get you. It's coming. The end of the era is upon us, and I do worry a little bit because I believe in resets, and you know, I believe there's a lot more to the picture than we realize. Oh, you know he's already in trouble, right? It's all right. I'm just saying, you know that, right? After what he did today, he's in trouble. Come on. All right. Bye. Anyway, yeah. You guys have a great night. Pedophiles, kill yourself.